And we're back. So now we're just waiting for people to pop in. Yeah, but long story short, came back from lunch. That was absolutely phenomenal. The kids did a brilliant job. Yeah. So it's back to working, apparently. So let's see where we're at. What is that camera showing us? Yeah, so it's pretty much showing us what we've seen in the previous one. Steve, my man. Mr. Steve Katz. How's it going, buddy? Excellent, dude. He finally has a morning off. And I'm guessing you're going to spend it family or work. Let me know, dude. How's it going, brother? Yeah, man. Playing with clay. So if you are following me or commenting on this live web feed from South African Bladesmiths Association's Facebook page, then as you can see, it says Facebook user. So please, if you're commenting, start with your name, yeah? So I know who to address. Excellent, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, give me a call, buddy. And yeah, man, off to the shop in an hour, he says. Good luck, buddy. Enjoy. Yeah? But you're more than welcome. Give me a call, buddy. All right, so on the claying thing, yeah, we've done the first part that we've seen. Yeah, look at me hands. The funky hand movement is happening. So started off, and I thought I just came in and mixed up the section that was there. Yeah, so I just added a bit more water, and then I thought, you know what, I'm actually going to start, and then I forgot about the feed, so we're going to start again. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to make myself little dots, just so that I've got an idea of where I need those crosses to start. That one just sets the angle. The rest is kind of just going to be little winging it dots. Yeah. So this is exciting times of a bladesmith. Today it is the mad scientist. I'm seriously having fun on this knife, man. I am really, really having fun on this knife. So that's a bit much. So we'll do a little one that sits about there. Oh, crap, that's skewed. Oh, yeah, that's not where it's supposed to go. It's about the angle. I can't even see whether I'm in picture. So all I wanted to do was set just a start and an end angle. Yeah. So we're just going to do another one in this direction as well. That is about what that angle is going to be yet. A bit more clay at the top there. I don't know if you guys can see. Just give me a couple of seconds here. Yeah, you can actually. But now I can put it back into the rig. Yeah. No, there's another one. It's got to go left to it. So let me might as well do those. There's one that's supposed to sit about there. And then is there another one? Yeah, there's another one. That sits about there. And there's one from there to about there. Okay, so that's enough guidelines. I'm going to stick this back in. So I'll get you guys seeing this in a moment. That's my cell phone. Holy crap. There we go. And then I can hit that and have myself hiding behind the camera. And now we've got some guys talking. Charles, how's it going, brother? Mud is cool, man. Mud is cool. That's why I'm not worried about this whole virus thing. I ate mud as a kid. Yeah. Only joking. There's a lot of guys that keep this stuff really or go really all serious, man. Excellent, Steve. I'm glad to hear that, man. Mr. Ron Lyon. Buddy, I'm so missing the chats at Blade Show, man. Freaking hell. I mean, it's supposed to happen this weekend. The what's it? The postponed version, and then that was cancelled. And man, it sucks. It sucks, but I shall see you next year, dude. Tell a friend. There we go. Oh, you guys have got a race on today, Victor. Victor is a marshal at South Swartkorps Raceway. So the large races or the races that happen there. Yeah. He gets to tell the guys, no, you don't do that. You do this. Well, I don't know what a marshal does, so I might as well just have to go and check out what he does at some point. Oh, this is stupid. I have to thick it up and thin it down there. That's proving a bit more difficult. So left is more difficult than right. Ooh, okay, I have to do it a bit more systematically, apparently. Like that, it looks like. But we want a bit more back here. Yeah, that's good. Neil, brother. How's it going, man? How you doing, buddy? It all depends on how thick you should put a clay. It all depends on the material that you're using. So this is 1075 Hitachi 1075. So it's not a pure 1075. It's added magnesium, I think it was. No, not magnesium. Crap, I can't remember. It promotes grain refinement. So it's not a true 1075. But stuff's good. Stuff is really, really good. But to affect Homonon steel, you don't need a excessive amount of clay. You really don't. The aim of the clay, or the reason the clay is there, is to act as a heat reservoir, keep some heat on this. And when you do a quench, obviously if you're doing an edge quench, shunk, the oil is only so much, the heat that's left in there bleeds back in and then ondulates the Homon. Yeah, so it's personal preference, man. I've never done clay in this fashion before. That's why we call it the experimentation, the playtime. Yeah. If it doesn't work, then we can reheat the blade. As easy as that. Yeah. But you won't know if you don't know. You don't know if you don't play. A lot of guys will tell you, oh, you need to do this and need to do that. And I've only ever used gun gum, as I mentioned in the previous version, or the previous, what do you want to call it, episode, whatever. I've only ever used gun gum, and that's served me well. But I've seen quite a few guys use the clay. I have, as I use it on my forges. So, well, seeing that I've got the stuff and I've got time, and this is my play project. So you don't want to try new stuff on blaze that you're expecting to sell for like real money, right? But every now and then you do need to get playing, and on these little play projects is where you can get to play. Yeah, so use all the experimentation, all those things that you read about, all those things that your mates talk to you about, and say, hey, I've tried this, blah blah blah, and it worked for me. I'm not going to blatantly say no or say that it worked for him, then brilliant. I need to now go and test it to see if it works for me. And if it works for me, then obviously you go and adapt your little regime of tricks As always, you can't just rely, like for instance, Gum. If I only use Gum, then you get to a place, for instance. I mean, you get to the States, you get to wherever guys ask you how to do it, to do a demonstration, and you can't find the raw materials that you are used to working with, you're completely fucked. So this is just another little thingy in the box of tricks. If it works. There's obviously I know the sausage method works. I know that my random method works. Haven't tried this yet, so let's do it. And this specific method that the guys are using on traditional Japanese katanas or Japanese swords, they use very, very little clay. So I've never used this amount of clay yet. This little. So we'll see. If it works, then obviously my theories are out the window. I don't believe this is going to work, by the way. But that's just me, and I've been proven wrong so many times. My dear dad said, if you think, you don't know. If you know, you don't have to think. So for the guys that say, if I ask someone a question, they tell me, I think, then I know for a fact that they don't know, and they have to think about it. So I'd much rather not think and just play and get to a result. Yeah, so that's a long, convoluted answer to tell you, I don't know. After this, I'll be able to tell you, well, on that steel, at that thickness, at that blah, 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 temperatures, that worked for me. Then the onus will be back on you to go and play. Because what will work for this steel might not work for true 1075. I don't know because I haven't done it before. Yeah, I haven't done it on multiple steels. So that should ask or answer your question. Groovy, buddy. Excellent, man. So Neil's popping over on Monday to come and show me that Falcata he's been with. Falcata. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I'm quite looking forward. I've seen sneak peeks of what he's been doing. It's looking cool, man. Yay! Yeah, Robin. So that was the other side. Yeah, that went a lot quicker than the original. So now we loosen that and we go see how dodgy did I do. The clay on this side is substantially thicker than the clay on this side, so let's add a bit more. How's that? Let's do a bit there. In all honesty, I don't know how effective this is, but I am having fun. So I don't care. I'm actually just planning on doing an edge quench over there. I don't know. I might just do a full quench. I've got no idea. I don't know. And if I'm doing a full quench, then we will definitely need some stuff over here as well. Yeah. That is a false edge and it will not be sharpened, so I don't mind if I've got both martensite and pearlite transformation on there. I honestly don't mind. Those shoulders are actually way too sharp for a full quench. Should have thought of that. So my edge has been round over and cleaned up on a 400. Just to make sure. I mean, it takes you seconds. Yeah. Now, in production stuff, my production process on 5160, for instance, 6 mil thick, I just grind, let's say, 36 and then heat treat. But the more expensive stuff that you spend hours and hours and hours and hours on before you even heat treat, those I tend to finish up to. So this blade is finished up to a 220, and then the edge is rounded over on a 400. Why? Because I spent more on this than I would care to have. Okay, so now I want to do chicken feet between them. No idea whether this will show up. No freaking idea. Oh, come on. We're shaking so much today. I'm not intending to plunge that deep in, so I don't know why I'm putting clay up there, but, well, it is now done. Yeah. And then we do want to do the odd dot. Why? Because I don't know. Because I can, I think. I want to do a dot there. And I want to do a dot there and there. This is now my Ndebele heritage. Because it looks cool. We think it looks cool. So, and in all honesty, in my shop, there's only one opinion that matters. And that's my wife's. So, the other side and try to remember what the hell I did there. So we did the chicken feet. So let's do chicken feet in there. Oh, this side I did a whole lot neater than the other side. Apparently I can't do this and talk at the same time. So tell me, what have you guys been doing with your Saturdays? This is the first Saturday I've had off. Planned taking the Saturday off, actually. In forever and a day. And now being forced by government to do a lockdown is not my idea of taking leave. So the guys that were asking earlier, yes, we do have class again. There's one scheduled for next weekend, Saturday, which is fully booked. But there are numerous others on my website. Go and have a look, man. Don't know what the website is. It's blackdragonforge.co.za. Go and have a look. Excuse me. Oh, so I hope that little dots come out. Although I doubt it seriously. How long am I going to let this sit there for? I've got no idea. This side is essentially already hard. But now we know water will turn to vapor 10 times its volume. And that is 90% of the time why stuff cracks off the blade. So the guys don't give it enough time to properly cool. Yeah, right. cool. Damn it. Dry out. So, I can hit this with a heat gun and then put it into my temper oven to dry it out, or to force the dry out a bit quicker. Or I can just hold it in the dragon's breath of the forge until I believe it is cold enough. Cold enough. What again? Till it's dry enough. But I don't know. I'm in no rush with this project, so might as well do it tomorrow. So the amount of clay I've got on this fault edge there, that will definitely screw up the hardness on that. So there's no way that this knife will be sharpened at the top. Yeah. I'm thinking that looks fairly sexy, man. I do like that. I can take that off completely, and then I can sharpen it if I need to. If I want to. And that's if I want to do a full quench, which I don't. Just want to get rid of that clay on the edge. So if this works, I don't want my edge to have soft spots. And you can see how hard it is already. I need to chip it off with or scrape it off with my finger. Can you actually see? Yeah, you can. For whatever reason, if this works, I don't want my edge soft. That side's a lot better. Also a hell of a lot higher up. So at least I was consistent on my height. Here, not so much. So we go back and I take more off till the height is about the same. I'm going to so need a manicure after this. Sorry, let me stick this in there. And not work at crotch level, yeah? So I can take my patented stick. It actually works out a lot better than my nail. I am kind of worried at how easily that section there came off. And that looks to be about it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, left hand work not as good. Takes a bit more concentration to do it as a lefty. Ta-da! That's the ta-da hands. Ta-da! Okay, so that's it. Yeah, whether that'll work, no one freaking knows. Ever. I don't know. So I'll tell you after this. So once again, when you're done, make sure everything is nice and closed up properly. Yeah. Stick that there. Now to clean up the mess, let me show you the wonders. That is Teflon paper. So that is Teflon that I mix my glue on everything. So you now take this, all right, and you just fold it up and you put it somewhere in the sun. See this epoxy popping off on the backside. Let's put this in the sun. That shit will dry out. And all you do is you take that sheet and you roll it up and everything pops off. Yeah? Done. Nothing sticks to Teflon, man. And while you're at it, might as well clean out the bench and not stab yourself in the eye. And now I'm going to put that to one side. You guys can have a look at that. I'm just going to put this on my wife's bench, I think. I will just put it by the door. And that's it. Yeah. So that was fun in the sun. Well, not really. Fun in the shop. And that's it. So we might as well change cameras. Done. Get some of this crap out of my face. And have a bit of a chat. Who's up for that? Yeah. So let's see. Where are we at? So traditionally, twisted hamon done the length of katanas. If you have a transition line hard to soft in a straight line, it is a lot weaker than having a wavy line. Yeah. So if you have got a butt join like this, or you've got a join like this, which one is going to be the strongest? So exactly the same. That was, as I understand it, the theory behind undulating hamons. But it got turned by the Japanese mastersmiths into an absolute art form. I mean, those patterns have got specific names. I'm not an expert at all. Just because I've watched one YouTube video of a guy claiming to know what he's doing doesn't make me an expert at all. I am doing it for the aesthetics. The quality of the steel in this case is what gives me the structural strength. I'm just doing it for aesthetics. So doing a hole in a knife like this is purely bragging that you kind of know what you're doing. Yeah. And in this case, we all know that I don't know what I'm doing. So that's hopefully the answer. Yeah. Sean. Exactly. Is it better to just wing it? Wayne, I hate just winging it. It's 4 o'clock on the dot. Yeah. So normally we have class, and then that's my 2 hours left little thing. So the guy should be, so that's normally the classes run up to 6 o'clock in the evening, or it's scheduled to 6, but we normally finish at 4:45, 5 o'clock. So at this point is where I am taking the whip and starting hitting guys. Come on, you work faster. No, not really. So we've got alarms going off during the course of the day as we're teaching, just to make sure that we stay on schedule. Is it better to just wing it? I hate just winging it. And this entire project has been winging it. I do full-blown technical sketches of every aspect of a knife before I start making it. That makes me cut down on the actual physical making time. This knife, I was telling my wife earlier, this frustrates the living crap out of me. I mean, this is a maximum 3-day build, a maximum 3-day build. And I've now managed to spend like six odd days on this fucking knife. So financially, I'll never recover by selling this thing at whatever. You'll never make money out of this. But this has been, from day one, has been, it was the result of a one-on-one class I did with one of my students. He wanted to do an integral, so we forged an integral. And then I thought, hey, let me just not leave the transition area, the bolster area, as plain as everyone leaves it. I want to do something there. So I started filing. And that was done after hours, so it's none of my time. When I say my time, my forge time, in other words, from 8 to 6, 8 in the morning, 6 in the afternoons. And I'm in the shop at 7 o'clock already. So I get an hour of me time before, and then whatever time in the evenings. That's me time. So it's not production time. It's not Black Dragon Forge. I have to earn money time. But anyway, so I mean, long story short, it's just easier to work with a plan. Winging it is just having fun. Winging it normally happens when you fuck up. Then you wing it to fix it. No. So no, I just hate winging it, man. I like the veggie box. Brother, I didn't know you had a coal forge. Bring photos, ne? If there's no photos or video recordings, that shit never happened, man. You can tell me about your coal forge all you want. I've never been invited over to your house either. Oh, crap. That would have gone down not bad at all. That is water with some clay in it. Yeah, so that's not my coffee. This one's my coffee. So that would have been bad. So, Robert, yeah, man, I wanna pop past your place, buddy. It's an absolute pleasure, man. Rob, even if it's just learning how to not do it. Yeah. Someone's coming up. No, I need a punchline for these things. It's like, we do experimentation so that you don't have to. You have to do your own fucking experimentation. It's as easy as that. Yeah. What you see here is just one dude in Africa farting around on a Saturday afternoon. That's it. Yeah. There's no result. And if you don't see photos of this thing on social media within the next 2 weeks, then know it fucked up completely. Yeah. No, you will. Whether it's stuffed up or not. But that's the way it goes. A lot of guys claim to know what they're doing. I don't claim to know squat. I know what clay it is, and that's it. Excellent. Then faffed around. Yeah, so Neil went out, said I had a task for the day, got that done, and that's a goal for the day reached. Fart around, faff around, like he said. And making some tools. In other words, another addition to the shop. So you got bonus time today. Well done, buddy. Well done. So send me photos on the tools you made, yeah? Woohoo! Nobody, my kids did a braai, Robert. But Saturday afternoons, man, yeah, bright time. And we had some smoked pork chops. Smoked pork chops. That was brilliant. Tool up or die. Neil's got it. Yeah, man. The guy who dies with the most tools in his shop wins. Hands down. Yeah. So far, I'm leading on files. But over the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I've cleaned out. I've thrown away probably 400 files. Files that are just, they either completely worn, or I have better, newer, in the same shape, or in a better quality. When I say better, sharper files, not better. Sharper files of the same type, and you can only use so many square needle files, and then I just toss them. I know there's a lot of guys that ask me, "Oh, please save me files." Blah blah blah. Man, there's a box. I didn't throw everything. Everything is just thrown in a box. Exactly. Who else have we got in here? Rob. Rob, let's let this sit till tomorrow. I'm done for today. Let this sit for tomorrow, and then I'll just heat treat it. If I had to go into the forge now, there's quite a bit of moisture in there. So I would give it at least another 2 hours before I go into the forge. And if I do into the forge, it won't be into the forge itself. It will just be in the dragon's breath. The flames that come out in there until I can physically no longer hold onto the knife. I won't grab this with tongs. And until I no longer can hold onto the knife, then I know that's at least over 100 degrees Celsius. Then I'll put it on my hot rack, edge up, obviously not damaging any of the clay that's on there, and let it cool down to room temperature. And under this, make sure that all the moisture that's in there evaporates, because water expands 10 times its physical size when it sets up, and that's how you crack your clay. So you stand that, then you don't go into a forge with hot clay. Only if you're in a pinch and there's no other way of doing it, then you do it. But if time is the only reason, I don't have time, then fucking make time. Yeah, just put it aside, go on with something else. But you don't want to go into the forge with hot clay. And it counts for the gum as well. You know, anyone that's used the stuff, if you put it on, you let it dry completely, 2 days or a day, then you go into the forge. It only rises about 2 mil thicker than what you put it on. If you go in wet, this thing expands like 10 times the thickness that you put it on. Yeah, so that you don't want to do. You want to go in dry. Done. And the whole thing about, can I speed it up? You need to ask yourself that why do you want to speed it up? If you speed it up, you're going to fuck up quicker. It's as easy as that. Yeah. Here, I've got time to go, oh, see, I can actually add a bit more clay there. When I just went to the forge and while I'm heating, I'm thinking, fuck, I should have actually put more clay on this side. Spending time and enjoying the process is what it's about. Learning something new. Yeah. I'm using a tongue depressor. One of the guys earlier commented that a black of a saw blade works brilliant. Yeah, and it doesn't absorb the moisture and it doesn't clog up the stocky. So, and I've got a whole fucking pack of saw blades like this. Now there's one going to be coming out of there. I will even shape it all nice and funky like a little, I don't know, a mini sword or something that I can use. Why not? If you make yourself a tool, if you make yourself something, you're going to make it 10 times better the quality than if you make it for someone else. So why not? Yeah, tools. I'll just go on my bench tools. My very first little brass little pin, my brass little scraper. Yeah, so excess glue that I didn't get off while it was still soft. Malleable, and so now it's dried up in those little corners. Sharp little bronze or brass rod, just into a square handle. I've now remade that as that same thing, does the same job. Yeah, but I mean this one is just so much nicer. I've even shortened it. Sits in my hand, same as a graver would. Seeing that as the graver handle, and I've got much more. So now I've just got 3 or 4 mil that's protruding. Yeah, and you can rest your hand. It's in there. I know how gravers work, and this is just much more comfortable. But it took time to make me one. I had to go and buy the handle. I had to go and make the thing. I had one already. So this is the very first tool I ever made myself as a bladesmith. The very, 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 very first tool. And this is 11 odd years ago. Yeah. Still sharp, still works, but I made myself another one, which works better. Going and countersinking. So when I sit here and I see, oh, one of my holes I drilled, I didn't countersink it properly. I have got numerous little tools. So that is a taper burr in a pin vise, once again, in a little handle that I can go in. I have gone and machined a countersink, machined a shank at the back, drilled out a handle, and glued that in there. So now I've got a hand little one that also sits in, and they're all the flat mushroom handles. So it's a section that's cut out. If I do that, you'll be able to see it. See, there's the round, the handle is called a mushroom handle for obvious reason, and it's got a flat. So when you put it on your desk, it doesn't roll over. So, sorry, man, kind of missed that question. But yeah, man. So when you spend time and you make something for yourself, you do it. I don't know. Get to a point where I'm not just after the tool, I'm now after a nice looking tool. And if I can make the tool myself, if it is financially viable, make the tool myself and spend that extra bit of time making something that I am really happy with, then it's such more of a joy using it. Yeah. But that's just me. And I'm getting old, so good. My wife, I'm getting even more full of crap than she's used to. So will you plan on a heat treat tomorrow, buddy? Only tomorrow. I don't want to do it now. I'm done for the day. See, I've eaten and now I get lazy. So all I need is a whiskey in my hand and I'll probably fall asleep. Come on, look after your tools and your tools will look after you. Yeah, that's it. If there's no money involved, this is a project you're not planning on selling. I mean, this is a bonus project. So all the blades that I do while I teach, all the knives we make while teaching one-on-ones or in group classes, I didn't finish them. Either Sean or my son normally takes them, but this was a nice one. I loved the shape, and I decided, look, I wouldn't mind finishing that for myself. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm finishing it for myself. But every single knife I make, whether it's a stiletto dagger, whether it's a dagger, whether it's a fucking sword, whether it's whatever, I make it for myself. And it'll lie in my bench, and then halfway through the next one, then I'll say, you know what, I don't know, mentally prepared to now let go of that one. So then I'll put it up for sale. So I don't take orders. I don't like taking orders at all, man. It sucks. It puts you under undue pressure, and I believe that taking an order will not make you do the best quality work at all. So I do understand there are guys that rely on orders only as your planned income for the month, but you do need to play, man. You do need to play. You need to just set time aside and do what makes the heart happy. Yeah. Otherwise, you do your best. You are performing well. You're doing the job that you want to do, but you're killing your soul. Don't do that, man. Play, have fun. Yeah. And then while doing that, you rekindle the passion you had originally for the thing. And I don't know. That's how I keep happy. Thanks, dude. Mr. Anthony Smith. Stu, how's it going, buddy? We need to do your internet is fuzzy. Yeah, I don't know. I've been live for 41 minutes. Might be that it's dipping every now and then. But we need to, brother, we need to do another Blade Talk, I think. Yeah, but I'm planning on cutting me hairs tomorrow morning, so only on Monday. Be all nice and respectable. I might actually just, I don't know. I did trim my beard the other day, so it is more in tune. Kind of left is right and right is left. They're actually matchy. So maybe we should do it. I don't know. Early next week. No, it's not thrown out. I did throw it out of my bench. It's in a box that's sitting there. So for the guys that come around that know where I call it the lost and found box. So if you know where the lost and found box is, you've obviously spent some time in my shop, and then you're more than welcome to help yourself to it. But I no longer put shit up on Facebook and say, hey, I have got a box full of crap. Does anyone want? Because there are guys that don't need it that just grab. And I'm done with that shit. If you've spent time in the shop and you convince me, I know for a fact that you do this because you want to. You might not be financially, whatever, stable. I mean, this year I've given away 4 Postbox Forgers to guys that I know want to do this, that have proven the fact, and given them a forge and saying, there you go fucking make knives. And I kind of do the same thing with my tools. Even if it's a tool that I've had for years, that I've inherited from my father, and I don't use it for whatever reason, I will give it to someone that really, really needs it. But not just advertising on Facebook and say, hey, here's a box full of shit. No, I don't do that anymore. Used to. Not anymore. So come show me that you're passionate about this, and just one visit to the shop ain't going to get you to see the lost and found box. Excellent, man. Well, I've just done... Well, I mean, you must have an equivalent to Gum Gum. Don't stick to the brand. Stick to what the stuff does. So whatever fibrous clay that is sold to patch your car's exhaust system. Otherwise, fire grout putty. Yeah, this is also a South African product, so you're not going to find it in Australia. But this is refractory clay. Very fine. That is used when guys are installing ovens. What else? Fireplaces. If you've got someone that builds kilns, high-end kilns, the glue he uses to stick the fire bricks together, that's the stuff. Yeah. You also get a silicon that is a high-heat silicon that you can use in a gun. That'll get, I think it's 1,200 degrees Celsius. Now you only need 830. That's it. That's where phase transformation lies. That's where this thing is happy. That's the heat treat specification on the steel. So done. You don't need Gun Gum. But you can also import, because not a lot of things you can find in Australia, but Amazon will deliver anyway. And then don't fuck up. Pay attention. You got to be there in the moment, because that dragon turns its head, you're fucked. It's as easy as that, man. Oh, excellent, Robert. Well done, man. Look, there's only one thing you can be, and that's honest. It doesn't help me trying to bullshit you and make you think that I'm the fucking expert. I mean, no, I've had enough of that shit during my time trying to learn things where you approach someone and they give you this fucking well convoluted, one constructed answer because you respect the guy. You take it as gospel, and only to find out he's never done it before. He's only read up on it. So there are theoretical knife makers, and then there are guys that are that actually do this, and are absolute experts in their fields for the sheer fact that they've done it more consistently than any fucking one else. And then keeping in mind that there's always someone that'll kick your ass. Always. Whether it's on I don't know, calligraphy or fucking painting, or whether it's painting a house, painting a tool, painting proper fucking artist paintings. I happen to know one of the best guys worldwide in the US. I'm not going to call his name out, but the guy is good. He is absolutely phenomenal. He gets invited to fucking teach in Rome every year. It is mind-blowing. And he's a good client. And he's also a knife maker. That is just some freaky talented people out there, man. Neil's making shanks. Yeah, buddy. Look at this. Is the other experiment. So let me get the other camera on. Look at this. That piece has been sitting in the ammonia for just over a week. Look at that. I am so fucking impressed with this thing. I might not even sell it. Seriously, I am so in love with this piece. It is not even freaking true. And now the camera doesn't want to play with. Look at that. Oh, come on, you dumb sod. See, dodgy camera work. That's what we're about. Autofocus my ass. Let's shove it in his face. Look at that. I'm loving this. So I started highlighting at the back here. At the back there, I started highlighting. So slowly but surely. So I want to do that section there. And I might do the inner there. I'm not sure yet. I might even blacken that blade completely, so you'll have to get up close to see that. That's actually an extremely fine twist Damascus. That's a 400 layer, extremely tight twist Damascus. But I'm loving this thing, and this is my shank. So if you look at my Facebook page, the photo sitting right at the top, the page photo, that is this thing in its previous life. So I made this, came out like everything else, and then I thought, I want to make something that looked like I was stuck in the Mediterranean under the sea for like years, and that's the effect I want. So read up, spoke to a sculpture friend of mine, and she gave me some really good advice. And then spoke to a couple of goldsmiths that I know have done filming before on copper and on brass. No one has ever done it on bronze. And then I spoke to yet another sculptor in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. and he gave me some chemicals, and then said, well, if you can't get a hold of these, which I could not in South Africa, why don't you just ammonia fume? So everyone is kind of coming back to this whole thing. So then 200 YouTube videos later, you kind of get an idea what guys are on about. And there's guys that'll say, you need to dump it, you have to do this, you have to do that. And other guys will tell you, no, you don't need to do that, you can only do this, put salt on and do this. And if you are a fan of the Craftman, yeah, go onto YouTube, search for the Craftman, Steady Crafting. It's a puppet, sock puppet. Yeah, that dude, man. I'm a huge fan. That thing makes, or that guy makes me laugh like you can't believe. And he plays around with molding, injection molding, casting, blah, 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 as well as patinas. He did an entire episode or 2 episodes on just playing with patinas. We put coarse salt, fine salt, blah, blah, blah. So he's done a lot of the experimentation. I then decided not to do salt, but fume over patina. Certain sections are sandblasted, others are not, blah, 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 blah. So they get different textures. If you understand the patina, you know that it grabs on certain surface finishes better than others, and. So that there is the result of me taking a brass wire brush to this thing and brushing. So whatever's left on here is not fucking coming off. So there's no need to seal it. I was also prepping and making plans of doing clear Cerakote on this, so that the colors won't come off. But this is it now. That is the finish. It's not coming off. That's why the entire piece is nice and shiny, because of that brass brush. And that took off, I'd say, about 70% of all the patina. But the stuff that's here is here to stay. Done. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy with this finish. And that is from playing. Yeah, and this is a lot better than the bright and shinies that I've been making. And I love this. I love this. But this is also playing, in other words, to build the arsenal of tricks. You get to a point where you can make a fairly decent knife, but you're still just making a dagger that everyone else is making, or you're making that buoy that everyone else is making. And on a buoy, I honestly believe you're more restricted, because there's only so much you can do. You can use fucking Damascus, and you can make 5 million different patterns of Damascus and blah, blah, blah. But in all honesty, it takes more skill to take a monosteel and finish that thing fucking 100%, because you can hide so much in Damascus. Now, making a brilliant pattern Damascus and still making a semi-half-assed knife, that doesn't work. Doing a brilliant monosteel blade, the handle, everything works as a package. Yeah, taking that same design and now upgrading it and doing the fittings out of Damascus, doing the blade out of Damascus, blah, 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 blah. Then go into not just a mono Damascus or a mono steel like a raindrop or a twist or a blah, blah, but do composite mosaics and all of these good things to upgrade the look or the quality of the investability of a blade. That makes a difference. But when it comes to the handle, most guys just take liver sulfur and fucking make it brown and make it look antique. No one is playing with us. No one is playing with us. I mean, stiletto daggers. I'm seen as the expert because I've now made 7 or 8 of them. I think it's even more. But that's it. No one is fucking making them. Why? Thank you for not making them. Thank you. Thank you for not making them. Because they're extremely difficult to make. Yeah? As you saw in the live video series. Extremely difficult. No, it's not. Why did I start making them? Because I need to spend more time on the lathe for a further project that I want to do. I need to be able to turn a 1 millimeter round, and I can't do that yet. Just to be able to tackle that project. So all of this has been playtime, turning out projects. And like I said, this was done. It was ready to be sold. I had someone that's interested, and I said, fuck, this is mine. I'm not selling it until I am happy with it, until I've made another one that I can then play with. So this became the canvas, and I'm loving this. So I don't think I'm going to be making bright and shinies anymore. This is it. Why? Because no one else in the world is doing this. And it also helps if you're not a one-horse pony. In other words, you can do 10 different finishes on something and not walk into a shop and say, hey, give me patina. What patina? No, I don't know. The stuff to make stuff black. That's it. What else have we got there? Sorry, man. I'm dude, any Montana, I'm moving in. I am fucking moving in. Master Smith, Josh Smith have got no idea. And brother, I hope you watch this. You've got no idea what I'm planning. Yeah, I'm just going to move in. Spoke to my wife as well. She reckons, well, let's go. So a couple of things that are in the making. And yeah, man, my stays in the States are going to be... let's not say anything yet. So that's the Shanks that we were. But yeah, man, I am planning on staying a bit longer in the States at stages. So if I go on my visa at this stage, if it still exists, let me stay in the States for 3 months at a time. So we might as well just stay for 3 months. Yes, Rob, you need to play, man. And the coolest small, I mean, just that example, that simple little brass rod. Yeah. I've always just gone to the original one that I've made. Now that I've made a nice one that actually fits in my hand, that I've actually thought about, just to put a bit of thought into how I actually use it. I don't need something with a stick that long. Yeah. I just made it because I needed something. And that's it. But now that one there, that one I like. That one I really like. Well, I tossed the old one, the original one I made. Fuck no. Yeah, man. Well, I don't know. Mitchell, I know what you're saying, and I've tried this, but there's a reason guys are called tool makers. Yeah. And Stuart says this a lot. He says, I don't want to be a tool maker, I want to be a knife maker. So he makes knives. I do like making a substantial amount of my own tools, but I'm now at a point where I gauge the time it'll potentially take me to make something versus the money, and I just go and buy it. Done. 90% of the time, I'll just go and buy it. So, for instance, this, which is a leather sandbag. Yeah, would have been useful, extremely useful to have that on the bench. And then, so when I did the doming of that, yeah, to have that on the bench, then put a punch in, ding, 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 and just have that bit of solid but give behind it. So all I did was I used six layers of leather, which is a bit too hard. Yeah, and I ended up with bumps on this thing, which I now need to go and work out. But because it's a texture on the outside, I can't work those out. So now I have to work them out from the top without damaging the texture. This would have solved that problem. So I phoned Goldsmith and Jewelry Supplies, and they've got the 160 mil version, which is, this is 110 millimeters. They've got the 160 version, but for 600 Rand, 600 South African Rand. So then I was seriously thinking, hey, you know what, for $600, I've got the leather, I've got the sand. Actually, I've got lead shot, so which will work even better. But then I go and have a look on what the stitching is like. And this is 3 rows of very fine stitching. I cannot do that by hand. Well, I can do it by hand, but is it worth my effort? Then I jumped onto Cape Watch's website, 175 bucks. 175 Rand. That was Tuesday. I ordered 2. They got delivered yesterday. The shipping cost me 175 bucks. So I got 2, one for me, and then one for my wife. For 175 Rand each. So I've got 2 of them shipped to Cape Town for cheaper than the big one, and that tool is now sorted. And it's nice. It's done. I didn't have to spend time making it. 175 Rand. I was seriously considering the 600 Rand version. Seeing that I had my new Fordham handpiece that was on the way from them as well. So what's adding 600 bucks, but 600 bucks, no. But for 175 bucks, just because I did a bit of research, and it's a bit smaller. This is 110 mil. The other one is 160. For what my immediate intent and purposes, that there is perfect. For 175 bucks, that's good. So I will never make that. Never, never, never. There's a lot of guys that'll not want to spend the 175 bucks thinking that he has got the leather, he's got the sand, he's got the time, he'll make it. Your time is the only fucking thing in your life that you'll never get back. Every single second you sit watching me is 1 second closer to your death, whether you want to believe that or not. But that's true. That is true. You can lose $1 million, you can make $1 million. But the time spent making something stupid like this, where you're going to use it maybe 4 or 5 times in your career, unless you start doing repoussé work, deep dishing, coppersmithing work, silversmithing work, then this will come in. But for bladesmithing, no, just spend $175. Done. That's it. Even as a silversmith, as a goldsmith, as a tinsmith, I will still go and buy it. I'll never make it. So yes, I do hear what you're saying, but there's some point that you have to draw the line, and that's why I love what you're saying. So many of the tools, and not all of them. Like for instance, the lathe that you bought. I see there's guys on fucking YouTube. It's a thing, building their own lathes. Now that there is stupid. Hat off to them. Engineering skill required is absolutely brilliant, but that is madness. Mr. Moorman, that's a good mate there. How's it going, buddy? I'm seeing that the lockdown has not been kind, man. It's not been kind. Kick his ass. Is there anything that I can say? Kick its ass. If you want to chat, you know you've got my cell phone. So just give me a call, man. Give me a call. I unfortunately don't have your number on my new phone. So maybe you should just send me a WhatsApp. Yeah? Send me a WhatsApp so I've got your new number so we can chat, buddy. Fuck, Mr. Swan, you rock, buddy. So there you go. Apparently it's there. I'm pretty sure you're going to pay through your ass for that. There's a book I'm reading at the moment. I can't remember the title. My wife asked me the same thing yesterday. Can't remember the title. And one of the characters just suffered and was abused and blah, blah, but it's a fantasy. But anyway, and she had the saying, there's always a better way. There's always a better way. It doesn't matter what situation she came across in this tribe, and there's always a better way. Yes, there is. There's always a better way. And there's always 10 guys that have done this before you. When you thinking you're doing a knife design is absolutely unique, the only thing you haven't done is enough research. That's it. I'm not saying every single possible design, every single implementation has already been done, but there is someone that's going to say, but that looks like something else. Yeah. So that's why I was seriously into folding knives. And I honestly believe that if I met one of the folder makers in South Africa before I met my good mate, Mr. Stuart Smith, I would be making folders today. I honestly believe that. Do I have the patience for it? Fuck no. No, I don't. Do I see folders as an absolute canvas for working? Yes, it is. Am I planning 1 or 2 collaborations with guys that make kick-ass folders? Yes, I am. But collaborative. Not. I don't want to make 10 knives. I don't want to make. I've made 7, 8 folders, excluding little friction folders, which I made fucking plenty of. Maybe probably 40 of. Will I ever do it again? Fuck no. But there's always someone better. There's always someone better. And when the guys started CNCing this stuff, and you can see it's fucking CNC'd, and they get acclaim for doing that, then I clammed out. This is not what I want to compete against. Yeah. And at this point in time, and the decision I made in January was, I was asked the question. I trained 372 people in 2019 that came through my 1-day introduction to bladesmithing class, where about 30, I think it's 31 or 32 guys bought anvils and forges and are now making knives. I got asked the question is, am I not just creating competition for myself? And I started laughing. The guy that asked me this is an actual knife maker, not a bladesmith, but a knife maker, and he makes a really, really, really good knife. But aside from that, that got me thinking. I mean, there's only one Niels van der Berg. Done. That's it. I cannot and will not compete with anything else. The first rule of marketing says that if you position your company where your competitors are, you've already lost the battle. So Why the hell do I want to compete with other knife makers in South Africa? Why the hell do I want to go compete with knife makers worldwide? And it kind of made me thought, and immediate thinking is that you're going to quit. You're not going to make knives anymore. And then I just decided, you know what? If you want to buy a Niels van Berg knife, you're going to buy a Niels van Berg knife. You're not going to buy something that looks like a Niels van Berg knife. So why the hell am I still making production knives? And that's why I stopped. Done. That's it. Stop. Done. Because there's so many guys ripping off my fucking production work that it's not even true, which is in itself a compliment, or bladder, whatever bullshit you want to tell yourself. I just don't care. And that's why I made the call. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do what I want to do and make the knives that I want to make. And if I end up just making daggers for the rest of my life, so be it. If no one wants to fucking buy them, tough shit. But at this point, people are buying them. And I can't seem to make them fast enough, which is really cool. And I'm asking really, really stupid prices for them, and people are still paying it. And I don't know if it's part of the arrogance or just the point that I said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And I'm in this 100%, and I'm having fun for the first time in a long while. So you speak to Mr. Stuart Smith. I mean, I was chewing off his ear of quitting fucking knife making. It just killed me, man. But anyway, so long story short, that was me bearing my heart. But long story short is you need to decide what you want to do, and you need to put the passion back if it's required. And playing is how you do it. And deciding how you're going to use your time. I'd much rather sit and watch a movie than work on a knife. That's all honesty. But you get to do this shit. Yeah? Stuff you haven't done before. Stuff you've been thinking about. Making this to make my life happier or easier, or just buying it. Sitting there and just making that decision. It's like, fuck no, I'll spend the money. Done. Yes, I don't really have the money, but it's $175. I've got the time, but I can spend that time more wisely doing something that'll make me money. This ain't going to make me money. It's going to make my life easier, but it's not going to make me money. Yeah? I'll be a happy chappy if I never had this. It's like the dude going and buying a boat. Boat ain't going to make you fucking money. So why are you spending money on stuff that's not going to make you money? Sorry, that boggles my mind. I don't know. Why would someone go and spend 140,000 Rand on a lounge suite in his house? Is that shit? That's just stuff, but that's just over my mind. I don't know how people do that. And Sean says, "Woof later." Yeah, dude. It took me a while to realize exactly that. And you know what a humbling experience is going and into YouTube and just do Japanese woodcraft. Every time, Stuart, I think in this week, last couple of days, he's posted a link on Japanese woodcraft as well. Those guys are true masters, and they every time I watch one of those videos, it blows my mind, man. If you want some really cool stuff, go and research Japanese ceramics. Holy crap, man. I would honestly pay real money to fly to Japan, spend time just making a Japanese teapot, just learning how to make a Japanese teapot. Make it, get my ass out of there, and come back up. I'll be smiling. In all honesty, I would actually give up Blade Show to go and do that. That shit fascinates me. It absolutely fascinates me. And this is also a lot where the weird ass people ask me where do weird ass ideas come from. Pottery, ceramics. People in ceramics in the last 20 years have done more research on texturing and patinas and glazes than any fucking other industry in the world. So if you want to be inspired, I don't know, go check out Japanese traditional artistry and then specifically ceramics. Yeah. Love it. All right. So that was pretty much it. No one is saying anything anymore. Thank you very much. That was just me rambling for the last odd friggin' hour. I appreciate you guys checking in. Yeah. So what did we actually do for the guys turned out late? We did that. We put a Hamon on a blade. Yeah. So let's do that. We've done that. Hamon on a blade. We put clay on a blade. Using a stick, I half of a tongue depressor. Yeah. And we used fire clay or fire putty, fire grout putty, which is a South African product which is used to stick fire bricks together. Yeah. And this stuff, for a fact, I know is rated at 1,400 degrees Celsius. So way above what I need for this. Now, the next question is whether the clay will actually stay on the blade when I heat it. Because as we know, steel moves. It heats up. And it expands. And that's normally why your clay and stuff pop off. But that's normally why I do the wire. Yeah. Jeweler's binding wire. And this is a 0.04 millimeter thick. But didn't do it. So this is actually so thick. Let me just get this blade clamped up before I put it down, and then I break my clay off. That's my really weak Scottish accent. Yeah, learned from I don't know, the TV. But this is so fine that you can just snaps like string. And if it's got a 90-degree kink in it, it just snaps even better. So you don't want to go buy baling wire. You want the real thin stuff because you don't want this wrapped over your edge. If you do that, to add heat sink on your edge, and you actually get a soft spot on your edge because of the retained heat in the wire. But anyway, so that was it. Yeah, I think what we'll do starting next week, maybe every third day or twice a week, I will start doing reviews. So if there are any smiths out there or any knife makers out there, as I know, wherever we go, guys, bring me knives. So what I suggest is send me a mail, send me a WhatsApp, send me a whatever. And if you want me to do a review on your knife, we'll get you, schedule a time, and I'll bring you into this, and we'll review your knife live. Yeah. And don't worry, I'm not going to make you cry. If you want positive criticism on your knife design, execution, then by all means, get a hold of me and we'll start doing that live. Yeah. If you have got a question and you want to join me in a live session to ask your question, then by all means, get a hold of me and we'll make it happen. Yeah. By that time, I will have my camera sorted out. So when I look at the screen to look at comments, it doesn't look like I'm ignoring you guys. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was it. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending a bit of time with me. And whatever happens, well, let it happen. Yeah. Learn from it. Spend time, focus, and, well, enjoy the process.